good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you may be. And welcome to another episode of English Grammar Taught Backwards, episode 9. Today, I would like to talk about the difference between going to and will. But I first want to get over a little bit of confusion. Remember, about 2 episodes ago, we spoke about the present continuous. And for some people, going to, they think it's got to do with the present continuous because, as you can see in this particular example, Paulo, our friend, is going to. So we have the verb to be. And for the continuous, we have the auxiliary verb to be plus the main verb plus the ing. But as you can see, going to has nothing to do with the present continuous. Is that correct? Of course. So this is the first misnomer that we need to overcome. Going to has to do with the future. Going to, like will, have to do with intention, have to do with predictions, and this is, of course, everything that you learned at school. But you, my viewers, you are all intelligent. So, why should I tell you the obvious? What is important for me is to show you the differences. So, join me. I have this timeline here, and we're looking at a future event, signaled by this red dot over here. And this is our friend Paulo, who you've become accustomed to. And I say to you, Paulo is going to buy a new car tomorrow. Right, it's the verb to be plus going to and the to buy. If you see the to buy, it's actually the infinitive. If you look at the sentence below, it says, I'm going to go to the cinema later today. And you might say to me, but that doesn't sound right. In actual fact, it is correct. Except, we don't really need it there because it's redundant, because it's repeating the going. Right. But why? Why does Paulo say this to us? And what is actually the difference? Paulo is communicating to us. Yes, he's telling us something. He's telling us verbally, or he might have written it. So in actual fact, Paulo is communicating. But for Paulo to communicate, Paulo must take a decision. Now, in this situation, of course, remember Joanna, his partner? She's also part of this decision to buy the car. Joanna and Paulo, before communicating to us now, have taken the decision. So when Paulo arrives now and communicates to us with the written or the spoken word, Paulo is simply telling us about a decision that he has already taken. So there is a strong probability that in actual fact he is going to buy this new car tomorrow. There is a strong probability that he is going to the cinema later today, and in this case with Joanna. He and Joanna have actually spoken about it, and she says, great, I think it's an excellent idea, and I will join you. Now, if we compare this to the will, you have Paulo or Joanna, and in this case, let's say Joanna. Now, Joanna is going to communicate something to us, right? So she is going to communicate to us that, she's going to buy an old bike next week. So again, like Paulo over here, she is communicating to us through the verbal or through the spoken word. Now, when has Joanna taken this decision? Think of it. Has she decided before? You've learned at school that when we talk of will, it's an instant decision, an on-the-spot decision. What does that translate to? The fact that the decision that Joanna has taken to buy this old bike next week, she's taken it this very moment. So she decides now, and she communicates now. So unlike the situation earlier with Paul, where the decision has come from before, here it's only a possibility. Going back to the situation of Paulo and the going to the cinema. Imagine Joanna said, I'm going to the cinema later today. With Paulo, she's taken that decision. But if she says, I will go, and when she gets home, Paulo says, no ways, I've got something else to do. Can you see? It's only a possibility when we're talking of will. When we're talking of going to, it's a probability. We have another situation. A common sentence that we say, you know, it is going to rain this afternoon. Think about it. You've said it plenty times, haven't you? But when have you communicated that decision like Paulo? You've looked outside your office window or the window of your bedroom and you see those dark stormy clouds and you say, aha, in the past, dark stormy clouds signify what? Rain. So instead of a decision, because you can't affect Mother Nature, there it's a past experience. A past experience that makes you come to the decision of a strong probability that something is going to happen in the future. So my friends, with grammar taught backwards, we like to see grammar back to front with the concepts that you understand and that in actual fact are simple. So instead of me teaching you the obvious, I teach you the differences. So to sum up, when we're talking of going to, it's a probability because the decision or the past experience allows us to communicate with greater certainty. When it comes to will, we take the decision now and the communication now. So instead of being a probability, it's only a possibility. Improve on your grammar, and we see you soon for episode 10. Thank you.